It happened, guys. It freaking happened. Parasite has made history. What's up, everyone? Wesley Malott here. Just wanted to do a quick recap video of the Oscars since I did the initial predictions video and I did my final predictions video. Figured I would just do a really quick video recapping everything that happened last night. Parasite did make history by becoming the first foreign language film ever to win Best Picture at the Oscars. That is a huge, monumental shift in the Academy Awards. And finally, this is a year where I feel like the Academy got mostly everything right. There were a couple surprises throughout the night that kind of left me shocked. So let's get into that. Now, if you saw my final predictions video, I did announce that I was making some bets on this year's Oscars. I kind of messed around a little bit too long because I wasn't fully sure of what categories I wanted to bet on. There were some categories I was leaning towards, but I just wasn't 100% confident of the winner, and I didn't really like the odds of the favorite or the underdog that much. So it took me a really long time to figure out exactly what I wanted to bet on. Finally, Sunday morning, I had some clarity and I picked 3 categories to bet on. I bet on Best Picture, Best Visual Effects, and Best Film Editing. Sadly, the only category I did get correct in those bets was Best Picture. I bet on Parasite to win Best Picture. I got pretty good odds on that, so I covered my losses on the other 2 categories. For the other 2 categories, I did bet a small amount on The Irishman to win Best Visual Effects. That's because I really liked the odds and I thought there was a small chance that that could pull off a huge upset. And if that bet did pay off, I would have made a lot of money. The other category that I did bet on was Best Film Editing, and I don't know why I did this, but I changed my mind at the last minute. If you saw last week's video, I was saying that I was going to bet on Ford versus Ferrari to win Best Editing as the underdog because Parasite was the favorite. Sunday morning, that flipped. Ford versus Ferrari was now the favorite and Parasite was now the underdog. So for whatever reason, I decided to bet on Parasite as the underdog. And of course, my initial instincts were right that Ford versus Ferrari was going to win that award. Some of the other categories that I was considering betting on were sound editing and sound mixing. I really thought that this was going to be a split year and that 2 different films were going to win those awards. In my predictions video, I predicted 1917 would win editing and Ford versus Ferrari would win mixing. However, I am glad I did not bet on that category because I actually had it flip-flopped. 1917 ended up winning mixing and Ford versus Ferrari ended up winning editing. So really glad that I steered clear from that category because I would have lost even more money betting on those 2. So I lost money on Best Editing and I lost money on Best Visual Effects, but I more than made up to cover those losses and make a profit by betting on Parasite to make history. Yeah! Sorry, I'm still freaking amped up about this win. I couldn't sleep last night. I just kept kind of replaying the night and dreaming about everything, and I'm still wired. It's crazy. So going to my ballot, I actually got 19 out of 24 correct. Which was pretty solid. Overall, there weren't really too many surprises throughout the night. The first big surprise was Ford versus Ferrari winning the Sound Editing Award, which it was the underdog, and so it kind of surprised everyone. Everyone kind of expected 1917 to kind of sweep the technical categories, and it didn't happen. It's kind of crazy. 1917 did win Best Visual Effects, which I think is very well deserved. The visual effects in that movie are seamless. It looks so realistic. I did bet on The Irishman because, like I said, I thought that that had a decent shot to win, and I really liked the odds, but I was never against 1917 winning in that category. So I got sound editing wrong, and I also got film editing wrong, and then I got animated feature film wrong. I really thought that Claus, the underdog, was gonna pull that off because of kind of, not necessarily franchise fatigue, but I didn't know if the fourth movie in a franchise could really win a big award like that, and clearly I was wrong, and it could because it happened. Toy Story 4 won Best Animated Feature Film. Really well deserved. It was a really good movie, and it was one of my favorites of last year. And then the last category I got wrong was one of the biggest upsets of the night. Bong Joon-ho won Best Directing for Parasite over the heavily favored Sam Mendes for 1917. This was an incredible shock and a very much deserved win. Honestly, I would have been 100% fine with Sam Mendes winning that award for his achievements with 1917, but damn, Parasite is just on a completely another level, and it was just an amazing movie-going experience, and he directed the shit out of that movie, and I am super happy to see him get the recognition he deserves. Parasite was pure cinema. It was a technical masterpiece and a completely original story. The way that Bong Joon-ho juggles tone and defies genre conventions are nuances that only a master at the top of his craft could execute. So Bong Joon-ho's Best Directing Award was well earned in my opinion. And then Parasite won Best Picture. If you follow me on social media, you would have seen my kind of passionate plea. Basically, I said in the history of the Academy Awards, no foreign language film has ever won Best Picture. And I was predicting that to change last night. I was so confident that I placed bets on it. I bet a decent amount of money for it to win Best Picture because I thought it was the best film of the year, and I am so glad to see the Academy got it right. They awarded the best film of the year. In a filmmaking ecosystem that is dominated by so many rehashed ideas, unoriginal sequels, and uninspired reboots, Parasite is truly a breath of fresh air. It's completely unpredictable and wholly original. It's a movie that months later, after seeing it back in November, I am still thinking about to this day, and I am so glad that it made history last night and that the Academy got it right. So Parasite won 4 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Directing, Best International Feature, and Best Original Screenplay, while 1917 won Best Cinematography, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Visual Effects. Meanwhile, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won 2, Little Women won 2, Ford vs. Ferrari won 2. So the wealth was pretty well spread out last night, and I think we're going to continue to see that trend going forward. Gone are the days where a movie just dominates and wins 10 categories, in my opinion. I think we're going to see a lot more sharing the wealth going forward at the Academy Awards, and I'm totally okay with that as long as the pictures that are nominated are worthy and that high of quality. This was one of the best years in movies in a very long time, in my opinion, and I would have been okay with probably 4 or 5 of the pictures that were nominated for Best Picture actually winning. But I'm really glad that Parasite, which I thought was the best movie of the year, actually won for being the best movie of the year. Anyway, that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up my Oscars coverage. If you guys enjoyed this series of videos, please let me know in the comments below because I really enjoyed doing them. And I would love to do a more expanded series next year. Maybe even bring in a co-host or something to just shoot the shit with and talk about basically all the awards. I really enjoy this. Let me know if you guys do too. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and I will actually have a gear review for you later in the week. So tune in for that. See you guys.